So here we are. This is Harrison West Road. This is early March 2020. First weekend in March, right?
Yes, I think it was.
A little wet, a little damp to start the ride. First ride up this road for the year.
That's right.
And this is my video because I give you about a 5-minute head start as usual, and then I try and catch up to you. Your video wasn't running for the beginning of this ride for some reason, so people are going to be stuck looking at my angle and my view for the first. I took 12 to catch up to you, and I think we did a little turn off at 18, which people will see shortly, right?
That's right.
All right, so yeah, this is it. This is Harrison Ride, first of the year, first weekend in March. First run of the year, we're always checking out the machinery, making sure we don't have to pull each other out. Usually takes me about 7 kilometers to catch up to you, usually on this road after about a 5-minute head start. What was the difference this time? Took 12 this time.
It did. It did. It's feeling pretty warmed up right away.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently 12 kilometers to catch up. The Razor's faster than the ATV.
A lot faster.
But with the tire and wheel modification to the Arctic Cat ATV this year, it seems to be a lot faster. Can't be the rider.
Oh, it's obviously the rider.
Yeah, it's definitely not
Clearly.
the rider.
Clearly
Clearly not the rider.
Well, the tires are pretty good, so they've given me a lot more confidence. I can hug the corners a lot more comfortably.
Hug the corners.
Yes. Yeah, so it's definitely the rider.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
All right, well, let's crank up some tunes, and we'll check in when I catch up to you and go blazing past you.
Mm-hmm.
So with the Harrison West Road, it's what, I think it's about 5 kilometers. You start coming up alongside the lake. It's a little different than Harrison East, where you sort of go up and down and you hug the lake. This one, you on the west side, you go in and out from the lake, but from about 5 to 15, I think, 5 to 15K, you're pretty much alongside the lake. You get some nice vistas, nice windy roads that you're apparently cornering faster this year than you were last. Is that?
Yes, that is correct.
I see.
Let me see what we're looking at here.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, thank you very much. So yeah, it's kind of yawn because it takes you so long to catch up to me here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
A true master at work here. You're missing quite a bit.
Well, I will say this about the road. It being this damp, it was nice and grippy, wasn't it?
It was.
Yes.
And actually,
We were able to just hit the speed limit of a Forest Service road. We never go above the speed limit, of course, but we were able to just hit that limit.
Yes, that's right. And the potholes weren't too bad this time.
No, they weren't. Well, you'll see as we come along. This road's actually been graded pretty good. There's a lot of construction going up, I think at about kilometer 48, 49. And you'll see that we have a close encounter of the grader kind.
Yes.
Coming up down the road here.
That's right.
So it's around this point here where I start going, where is she? Where is she?
Probably thought I got lost, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, honestly. Of course. That's what I'm always worried about when it comes to you.
I'm not that bad. I'm getting better.
Well,
I mean, there's only one road to take here, so gotta have a little bit of faith in me.
There's several little ones that branch off. Oh, look, there's one right there. That's kind of the cool thing about the Harrison West, actually, is that there is a lot of little roads that branch off. They all come back to the main road for the most part. Away, I don't need you anymore.
So there's a cool little spot on the right here, you know, as you were trying to keep up with me. Had some little bit of time to kind of go and do a little loop, couple loops here. You can actually see my tracks probably. Oh, there you go. Go past it. And still nowhere to be found.
Yeah, and then coming up here as we make the left-hander into the big puddle, from my Instagram post about a year ago, I hit that puddle full on.
Yes.
And did something quite explosive with it. That puddle, though, honestly, this year wasn't half as big as it was last. I don't know why, but so you had time for donuts. I didn't have time for the big splash in the puddle, nor did I have the appetite to get absolutely soaking fucking wet again.
I know.
What's your hurry? Why don't you sit down and stay a while? I'll pour you a drink and we can talk all night. And I will watch you trust. I just want your touch. Look at you dancing there with your brand new hair and your brand new dress. I will watch you turn to dust. I will take you by the hand. I will show you everything. We will dance until the dawn. You won't ever wanna leave. Never leave, never.
Oh, is that you I see in the distance there?
Finally. So we're at almost 14 minutes.
14 minutes in, and I finally caught up to you. Yes, and I think I catch up to you, and then we coordinate where we're going and what we're doing here. So, yeah, we're going to pull over at a little random spot, but we'll talk about that when we get there. And once again, I hit pause on the wrong thing.
I watched you dance all night. And now you'll turn to dust. I took your hand. I showed you everything. We danced until the dawn.
Man, the nicest part about this ride for me was not getting covered in dust when I followed you.
This is oh, and then you just whiz on.
That's right. Well, this year we're running with radio communication, so I don't need to yell at you as I go by as to where we're going. I can talk to you, civilized like.
It's so much better now having those radios.
Yeah.
Did you say civilized?
So, always. I'm always civilized.
Always civilized?
Always. So here we're rolling up to, geez, you're rolling your eyes just even thinking about this place. What happened?
Well, it's called the Nemesis.
The Nemesis?
This is my Nemesis.
Okay. Well, to be fair, the entry looked a little different.
It did.
When you had your incident, your critical incident here.
I almost died.
Almost died.
Yes. That was the first time I almost died. First time. But yeah, like the slope in there previously during that near-death experience was a lot steeper. And
I dare say your skills probably weren't as in tune as they are now.
No, definitely not.
But you did end up high-siding the machine.
Yes.
The machine did roll. But you did the smart thing, which was jump from the machine and get away from it before you got caught underneath it.
Yes.
So
that was a scary moment.
So aside from some cracks in the bodywork, the machine survived, and you survived to live another day.
Shouldn't you reverse the order? It should be I lived, survived another day, and then the machine was okay after?
Oh, right, of course, yes.
Yeah.
So here we are. As you can see, now it's been taken down a little bit in terms of difficulty, and you powered up it with no issues. And we're off to a cool little loop here that, well, I think everybody would enjoy watching it. It's pretty cool.
So I do like this trail here. It's kind of surprising. Because it kind of starts off slow.
Surprising?
Well,
oh, okay.
It's a bit surprising, yes. A bit windy. Kind of a different little area in the woods there. Mm-hmm. But then you'll see there's a bit of a surprise towards the end where you just kind of going up this really steep area.
Yeah, and it was really rutted and rocky this time. I switched to my camera when we get to that, just to show how many times you got your machine sideways and fought up the ruts. I think it's just coming up here shortly. You got to follow this road up quite a ways up into the woods, but then it gets pretty gnarly. Let's just keep on rolling here. So you can see it's starting to get pretty loose and rocky. Lots of good ruts from the rain in the wintertime. But it's just like a little foreshadowing for what's to come. The streets so good by. The dark now closes. Get you standing up, really working that machine there. That was a pretty physical trip up the hill there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I really started to wrestle here. I mean, you want to go in one direction, but the wheels are pulling you back into the ruts. So you're really working hard at this point.
washed away. I'm now awake, let me decay.
Little deceptive right here. I don't think the video does justice the incline going up this hill here. It's real loose and it's real steep, getting up into a nice little clearing right at the top here.
Yes, I remember the first time tried getting up
First
there.
time you came up there, you
Yeah.
spun out.
I did.
Spun it sideways. I had to winch you out to get you straightened out.
Well, that was on the first part, the nemesis part. Like getting up the steep hill, I couldn't even. Well, that's right.
Yeah,
Right at the top as well.
I remember every time I have to pull you.
Ah, always coming to my rescue.
It's not fair. 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 It's not fair.
Well, this is pretty typical of you. We get to a lovely little viewpoint, but all you can do is just hammer the throttle and keep on rolling.
Places to go, places to
Apparently,
be.
places to go in a hurry.
Yes.
On our recreation time.
Yes, always in a hurry. Time is precious. So how do you find your razor handles, like, sort of within more enclosed spots compared to the ATV?
Well, enclosed, this isn't really enclosed. The razor runs good on this, and it runs good on the big roads. Mm-hmm. When it gets a little tighter, then I'm fighting to keep up with you, for sure. But not so much here.
It's still pretty open. Wide
Still pretty open. Yeah, still pretty smooth. I find when we go, through mud holes and things like that, that's when the razor starts to slow down. The ATV starts to be a little bit more difficult to keep up with.
Yeah, due to the rider.
Now you see there where you just pointed to the left there, because once again your powers of navigation. At this junction, you can either go left or right, of course. Both end up at the road. This way is going to take us back almost the way we came, sort of in a little circle. But it's a cool little run. We can get up to some good speed up along here, as I'm sure everybody's going to see here.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly kind of riding glove are you wearing right there with the fur lining?
Well, it's gotta have a fashion sense at the same time. So it's got, a little bit of fashion, a little bit of warmth.
Right.
Trending for 2020.
Trending for 2020. And here we go. We're heading out back on the main road. Hang a left because we're heading out to 20 Mile Bay. We're not done the adventure yet.
Just looking back at the footage here, isn't it so nice? Like you start to see things come back to life after being in hibernation for so long over the winter. Colors are changing once again. And it just sort of reminds me how lucky we are. It's just such a beautiful spot we live in.
And how nice it is to go out and breathe the fresh air when you're stuck in the city, hunkered down in the cold and wet and miserable weather and darkness for so long. It's very refreshing.
It sure is. It was a tough one this winter.
Yeah, it was.
Lots of rain. It was pretty dark. Had a bit of snow this year. Yeah.
No, definitely good to get out. This was surprisingly good ride. Felt really energized after it.
Same here. It was a nice break.
It sure was. So we're rolling in now to a spot where I guess, 2-3 years ago there was quite a significant forest fire. You're going to see that this forest fire burn and the dead trees and scorched mountainside lasts for a few kilometers here. It's really quite a dramatic scene here. It's very, very photogenic.
Yeah, it is. Now you're starting to see a little bit of new regrowth coming in.
Yeah, a little bit of new green.
Took some time though.
It sure did. In the middle of summer when everything's brown, it's a lot more stark than even it is right now. But every year it gets a little bit more green, which is good to see. But you can still definitely see signs of the forest fire burn, especially over the next few minutes here. It gets more and more profound.
It does, yeah.
to 20 Mile Bay. Yeah, I think that was about the last time I cleaned off the lens. And as it's raining and I get some spray from your machine, the picture quality gets progressively worse, and to the point where, this camera is rendered fairly useless. So this will be one of the last times you get my vantage point on the way in. It'll be mostly to your camera. But yeah, the rain started to close in a little bit for us here, but no real complaints. So starting from about here, you start getting some amazing vistas looking out the right side down onto the lake. Hopefully we catch a few from your camera. I was really hoping. I actually took some effort into getting some of the video footage. Unfortunately, I failed to realize that the screen was covered in mud by the time I did that. So yeah, just keep peering out the right side of the screen there and imagining some amazing views, because you're at quite a bit of altitude right here, eh?
Yeah, it's pretty high up there. You actually do get a clear view of it. But I don't think I really stopped to really look at it.
I don't think you stopped, but let's see.
Yeah.
Hopefully you took a look or two, because it was mounted to your helmet.
Yeah.
So if you saw it, the camera did too.
That's right. Hard to take your eyes. So this is another nice little area that I like, because it gets quite windy here. So you can do a little bit of a drift.
Little windy, pretty steep.
Yep.
Heading down.
Yeah, you can get some good speed there within the speed limit, of course. But yeah, it's quite a nice spot here. And we're pretty close to getting to the destination. And it's a nice kind of a straight stretch along the way there with some beautiful views on the side. So.
Well, hopefully around this corner we're getting a nice view.
We should. We should.
Well, here we are. Here's the turnoff into the 20 Mile Bay recreational site that has campgrounds and a wonderful beach.
And what kilometer was this, in case people want to try and find
man.
it?
I think it's somewhere in between 32 and 34.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
I think it's about 34, just in case people want to try and find it.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is one of the rides where we'll tell you how to get there. Some rides we're not going to tell anybody how to get there.
That's right.
Like the next one that's coming up, we're not going to tell you how to get there.
Secret, top secret.
But this one is pretty well known, very well known. Summertime, this will be packed. Campgrounds coming up to the left-hand turnoff coming up here. And the beach, just go straight on into the beach. And we'll show you what that looks like in a moment. So here we are, 20 Mile Bay, walking up to the beach. It's a beautiful day, really. The wind was blowing pretty good. Clouds are moving through. There was one other group down at the beach. They were way off, though, way off to the east. I think one guy may walk. You might see him walking in front of the camera at a distance. What'd you cook for lunch?
Well, we had some delicious pork chops on the little grill and some, potato salad.
That's right, some tunes.
Yeah, had some music going. It was perfect. Temperature was really nice, too. It was actually perfect temperature for riding that day.
Just about right, yeah.
Yeah, just a slight sprinkle, didn't get too wet. It was nice.
It was gorgeous. And I mean, look at this. Look at this beach. It's incredible.
Yeah, it is. And there's no one really around. Even when it is, like, during summertime, you really don't see too many people, like, on the other side. It's just ridiculous.
I don't know. You and I have been here when it's been really packed. You just seem to forget it.
Well, I don't think it's as busy as the other side, though, because that's crazy. You can't walk, like, 2 feet.
Yeah, on the East Road in the summertime, it gets
it's just back
way
to back.
too crazy.
Yeah.
But this campground, it's busy, but it's never that busy, I guess. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, of course I'm right. But it is a lot. It's beautiful.
So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the trip. Everybody knows how to get back now. Just come the way you came.
That's it.
Till next time.
Bye.